Hey guys, Pete, HVAC Greatness. I want to talk to you about something that is top of mind. I just wanted to ramble here, so there's no structure. It's about AI, and it's here. It's not just coming, it's here. And so there's a lot of people that are concerned about it replacing their jobs. That's one aspect of it. And I'll talk about that briefly. But what I really want to talk about is how is it going to affect you and your success in terms of your business? And here's the thing, the lessons are already coming in. Okay, this is not an ideal situation. It's a bit like AI puts you on a boat and puts you out in the ocean till the storm comes along, tips the boat, and you don't know how to swim. You got to know how to swim. So, what I've been learning personally is that AI is really good at organizing information, but it really stinks at coming up with that personal side of it. Here's what you're going to find. The more technical the world becomes, the more your customers are going to yearn for a human touch. This whole blending of the two, it's that's pretty controversial. I won't go down that path, but there, what's going to happen is your communications are going to start to look like everybody else's. Your ads are going to start to look like everybody else's. You got to have that thing that we bring to the table. I mean, I think about people who do coding on computers and stuff like that. That would be a real concern of mine if I was in that business, right? But let's say even branding. You guys know I do branding. Um, AI can now make a logo, right? And AI can make a wrap, but it's not. It doesn't have the strategy built in that you and I, from heating and air conditioning, after really understanding and empathizing with our customers and knowing what they really want, it doesn't have that built into a strategy. It's just an image based on the prompting that you put in. Looks good. And your limited thinking business owners will say, I got a logo, I'm good. It's not what a logo does, right? It has to have a subconscious communication at a deeper level and leave people with a feeling. The computer can't generate that. That comes from you and I. There's a lot to this. So I use AI to help me out on an email response real quick over the weekends because a lot of times people will send me an email on the weekends, and the AI spits out this answer and it's technically correct and gets sent out, and I go back and look at it and I'm like, I would never talk like that. I mean, I would. It made assumptions. It took my basic structure and applied it, but as you know, this is not a one size fits all world. People are individuals and they need an individual and customized attention. The processes are in place to give the structure. That's what AI is good for. But the psychology that goes into the interaction at the people level is where the magic takes place. People aren't loyal to your process, they're loyal to that emotional connection that you've created in the bonding process. And people want to do business with people they know, they like, and that they can trust. And so I had another couple of elements and I didn't write any notes down, so I'm just riffing it here. But I had a particular thought I wanted to share, and it was a good one. But fundamentally, I wanted to communicate that because if you get into this too deep, too quick, you're going to lose on a few levels. Number one, you're going to lose that personal touch. But I think what's really important to you is you're going to spare yourself of the needed struggle that builds, uh, that changes you and evolves you into something better. You don't get muscles without really exerting effort in the gym, for example. You don't get results without in weight loss without going through the struggle of the discipline and the consistency of a diet designed to achieve specific results. AI is not going to grow you as a human being, nor your employees as people, unless you're allowed to struggle and come up with the creative on those aspects that make us human. Think of it like an assistant. Now, I'm in the beginning stages of this, okay? I'm going through all this stuff because I know you guys are going to be using this. And I know you're going to be tempted to just trust this thing to think for you. And the last thing you want is a machine to think for you, a human being, and speak on the behalf of you, your customers. The key element to a successful business is empathy. Empathy, unlike sympathy, well, similar to sympathy. Sympathy is when you really feel, you have to enter into that emotion in order to relate to a person. If they're crying, you're crying with them, when they're telling their story. Empathy is you get it, you feel it. You're not personally committed to this and you're crying with them necessarily, but you get that this is a real human being and they got a situation and this is important to them and we care. I saw a definition on empathy as empathy is caring about people we care about. No, empathy is caring about what the people we care about care about. It's kind of cool, right? So what we want to do is be empathetic. You see, people don't want to buy a heating and air conditioning unit. What they want is what that heating and air conditioning unit does for them. You don't want to go out and install a heating and air conditioning unit. What you want is the results from installing that heat and air conditioning unit, what that does for you. Get it? Okay, so focusing on the obvious and missing the elusive obvious can be quite costly. We have to work at the human level. So I'm going to continue on this journey on AI, and I'll be sharing a lot of tools and everything else. But I really wanted to share this aha moment with you, because again, I let an AI respond on an email of mine, and I went back and looked at it, and I'm like, that's not Pete. And so when you learn, it's kind of like when you learn sales tactics, and when the customer says this, you say that, right? Or on an email, maybe you're following up or touching base, or you're using those same words. When you start to sound like everybody else, why should they consider you special? A lot of people focus on this. They focus on giving them multiple reasons to do business with you. That's good. But simultaneously, you don't want to give them a single reason not to do business with you. There's a lot of success in that. So anyway, a few things to talk about. Sorry if you guys that like to just get to the point and talk about the data. This one probably wasn't for you, but for those of you who you're rising above and you're trying to get a big picture of this and you really care about your customers, hopefully you can relate to this on some level. Anyway, you got to take care of your customers. Internal, that's your employees, and external, the ones that pay all the bills, right? He runs your HVAC greatness. Hope that makes sense. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.